Hey guys, today I'm going to talk about coral reefs. And I have a couple facts and I hope that you find them interesting. So the first fact is that there's three different types of coral reefs. First type is a fringing reef, which just means it's close to the shore. The next type is a barrier reef, which just means it's further out into the ocean. And third type are called altoids, and you can find them in lagoons. And the cool thing about altoids is that they get so big that they can be confused for islands. And another fun thing is coral reefs need sunlight. So you won't find them too dark in the deep ocean, but just high enough where we can all see them and enjoy them. Another thing is coral reefs can live for thousands of years old. A lot of them are in Australia. They get big and they live a long while. And that's a good thing. And because another fact is that they're good homes for fish, and they help the fish thrive and continue their own life cycle within them. Another fact is that coral is considered an animal, and the cool thing is that these aren't just plants; they're living animals out there. Another thing is that corals help make the seabed stable. So without coral reefs, everything would be sand, dust everywhere. They also help like different sea plants and animals grow on them. Another important thing about corals is that they help clean the water, and that helps clean the water for fish and even for people. And because they're kind of like the lungs of the ocean, kind of like how trees are the lungs for our air, they also help regulate the CO2 in the ocean. And so with that, coral reefs are pretty important, and they don't look like an animal, but they help so much. And I have a couple tips on how to help the coral reefs. So first tip, just conserve water. While you're brushing your teeth, you don't need the water running, so you can just turn it off, scrub, 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 and then you can turn it on and finish the rest like you usually do. Another thing is what we're really good at OC Bridges. Adopt a beach as soon as we're able to. Adopting the beach is going to be a really good help for the coral reefs. And another tip, something I didn't know until I looked this up, is chemicals, especially in our sunscreen. So just keep an eye out on those sunscreens and make sure that they're friendly to the ocean. Lastly, if you guys like to go snorkeling, or if you guys are on a boat and you get to see these beautiful structures, look with your eyes, not with your hands. These things are very delicate, and if you break them off, they won't live long. And so just appreciate from a distance, and I hope we all get to appreciate them at some point. And anyways, catch you guys later.
Hey guys, today I wanted to share some fun facts with you about my favorite ocean animal, the octopus. They are the smartest invertebrates, and they learn from experience, and they maintain their memory much like humans do. They also can use tools in a smart way, kind of like primates and humans do. They have 3 hearts and blue blood, and the hearts pump to different parts of their body. One of them stops working if they aren't swimming, it just is inactive. They have no tentacles. We know them as octopus because they have 8 tentacles, right? But those actually aren't tentacles, they are called arms. The ones with tentacles are just squid and cuttlefish. They can also sneak through really tiny cracks because they don't have any bones, and that's how some of them have escaped from aquariums or from labs. They'll just pop out of little tiny holes or cracks that humans don't realize are there. And they can also change their color and their patterns on their skin like a chameleon does. And they can change it so effectively that you can look at an octopus and not realize that you're looking at one. They can also, to lower their energy intake, they can walk instead of swim along the ocean floor, and that allows them some time to rest.
Hey everybody at OCB, it's Justin here. As you guys know, our topic of discussion this week is the ocean and sea animals, and I thought I'd share one of my favorite sea animals with you, and that is the penguin. And as you can see, there's a bunch of different kinds of penguins here, but the one I'd like to talk about today is the Adelie penguin. Now, you may not know exactly what an Adelie penguin is, but let me jog your memory a little bit. Penguins of Madagascar? Anyone remember that movie? Well, yeah, those guys were Adelie penguins. Adelie penguins are named after Adelie Land, which is a portion of Antarctica that has been claimed by the French. Antarctica is the South Pole, which is at the very bottom of our globe here. Adelie penguin colonies can almost surpass 200,000 penguins when they're nesting. Now, as you can see in this photo, everywhere you look in this picture, there's Adelie penguins. We've got a bunch of them nesting down here. Can't really tell, but a bunch of them on this ridge right here. There's at least a couple hundred in this picture alone. So that's pretty crazy. They group together in giant groups of almost 200,000. Adelie penguins are considered to be one of the smaller of the penguins. It weighs in at about 15 pounds and only stands about 3 feet tall. Even for a small little creature, it can live from 11 to 20 years old. Last little fun fact I'd like to share about Adelie penguins is that to keep warm, they actually follow the sun around Antarctica. Since the sun actually never sets in Antarctica, they're able to circle the land and follow it to stay warm during the day. Now, I love learning about Antarctica because it's such a faraway place and it's such a different place, very different from here in Southern California. But one thing we have to be aware of is that our pollution here in Southern California can affect Antarctica. Now, as you can see from this picture here, the ocean's currents have dragged all the trash from all over the world and brought it down to Antarctica. Now, some of us at OCB have attended beach cleanups. That's exactly what we need to be doing to prevent stuff like this. Beach cleanups and picking up trash wherever you see it in public is a great way to keep our beaches clean. Now, as you know, everything from our streets goes into the sewers and is dumped into the runoff that leads into the ocean. Now, have you ever seen a bunch of trash sitting on the side of the road? Well, that trash is gonna actually end up in the ocean. So we can do our part by picking it up and throwing it away so that our little penguin friends can live happily ever after. All right, everyone, thanks for watching. I hope you learned something new today. I know I did. I had a lot of fun researching this stuff for you guys. And hopefully I'll see you guys very, very soon.
Hey guys, today we are going to be learning about my favorite animal of all time, the great white shark. And as you can see closely right here, we got a nice little great white shark smiling. He's a very happy guy. All right, and to begin with, we have the nice great white shark teeth. As you can tell, they're nice and golden. I'm kidding. Those are nice little photoshops that I happened to find on the web. If you look closely inside, we've got the dentures of the great white shark. It has 7 different rows of dentures. You got to keep in mind that a human only has 1 row. We got the bottom and then the top of our dentures. Now, this is the same thing that happens at the very top of their teeth, too. They got a nice little row of 7 as well. And right here is how the great white shark's teeth look. If you look very closely, this right here is a great white shark who managed to fail to catch his prey. This is what we call breaching, or as what most people see it as, jumping. The great white shark is one of the only animals to actually jump outside of the water for its prey, so I thought that was really cool, and I wanted to share that with you guys through a nice little image. All right. The average car is around 17.75 feet. If you look at the great white shark, the average is 20 feet. So a great white shark is way bigger than a car. There have also been some estimates as to how big a shark can grow, and for the great white shark, there have been some record measurements of up to 30 feet. Another thing to note is that the great white shark swims at about 60 kilometers per hour. That is an average of 37 miles per hour. Imagine driving 37 miles per hour, guys. That is really quick. Alright guys, right here we have a nice little baby great white sharks. Did you guys know that when you refer to a baby shark, it is referred to as a pup? It is very interesting to note because a pup is also the name they give a baby dog. Another fun fact alongside that is the fact that in nature, dogs and sharks have been noted to have the same kind of nature. You got to keep in mind that this doesn't mean that you should go out and play with sharks, okay? They are very strong and dangerous creatures. They are also very beautiful and majestic, and they should be given some distance and respect, okay? And that concludes the end of my shark video. Alright guys, you gotta keep in mind that when we're talking about all these animals, we could probably think of 2 or 3 different kinds of sea animals that we like. It could be a starfish, it could be a jellyfish, it could even be a seahorse, or even a seal. But the whole point of this research is that it gives us a sense of what the ocean's like and how many animals there really are in the world. And the biggest thing to note is that we should definitely seek to keep the ocean safe. Because a nice interesting fact that goes along with this is that the Earth is made of 75% water, which is the ocean. And when it comes to most of the water in the world, 97% of it is just the ocean. Another thing to note is that when it comes to the oxygen in the world, the ocean provides more than 50% of all that.